Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last refrain. Forever young, ever strong, ever brave. Memories like this never end. No, they don't fade away. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on. And I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. Close to the sun. Here's to the ones who let shine through the rain, the ones who stood for something more. We won't forget your names. The tide is high, say goodbye, we're setting sail, and all those midnight secrets told, we'll take them to the grave. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on. And I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun. Close to the sun. So when I'm gone, oh, when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, keep holding on. And I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine, I hope you're all having fun, and I hope all your teams are settled. If not, worry not. I'm here to talk to you about your teams and answer your questions. So as you can see my team on the screen, not yet completely fixed and settled, but almost set, fellas. So I welcome you all to the live stream. Atul, Raja, Sarthak, Joe, Amrit, Atul. I thank you all for coming to the live stream. I really appreciate it. For some reason we can't see the chat on the screen. Just give me a second and I'll fix that, and then we can get started. By the way, if you cannot make out which transfer I'm thinking about making or which transfer I've made, I had Ben Davis in my team burning a hole in my pocket, falling every week, so I finally decided to kind of move him on, and I'm thinking to bring in Ezri Konsa in place of him, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I put him in my team. Hey George, hey Vab, welcome to the live stream, fellas. Can you see the chat on the screen? I don't know what's wrong. This software sometimes, guys, it just bugs me so much. Apologies for that. Just getting it fixed, and I guess not. Oh, there you go. Alrighty, fellas. Finally, I guess it's working, but who knows. Yeah, George says no chat on the screen. Yeah, I'm trying to fix it, George. Apologies. I know you've all got lots of questions, but just give me a second. I don't know how to fix this. Every time it works, and right now it isn't. Apologies, guys, if I'm rambling a little. I'm trying to fix it for you. You know, most of the time it's supposed to work, but anyways, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, let's get started. All right, guys. So let me show you my original team before I show you what I've done with my team. So basically, guys, I have this team, right? Let me reset. There you go. So this is my team. This is what I have. And Ben Davis has been a really bad pick. You know, from game week 1, I picked Ben Davis. He hasn't been playing for the past 2 game weeks. And Reguilon, the way he is playing in this Spurs team, I don't think Ben Davis has any chance to get back. And he's falling in price. He's cost me a lot of money as well. Same with Ramsdale. So you know, but at least Ramsdale is playing and Davis is not. So this week I'm thinking about moving you know, Ben Davis out for Konsa, because I think Aston Villa fixtures are amazing. You know, Leeds, Southampton, Brighton, West Ham, not so much, but Newcastle. Then they've got Burnley, West Brom, Crystal Palace. I think defensively, Aston Villa are solid this season. Even after the Premier League restart, they have been solid. And I think at 4.6 million, I think I prefer Konsa to Matt Target. So that's the reason I got him. Hey Adam, welcome to the live stream. Hey FPL Sam. Hey everybody, I welcome you all. So Joe Hale says Werner, Jimenez, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Son, or Jimenez, Kane, Mope, and Son. So basically, the main difference is basically Kane and Werner, and Mope and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's a difficult one, my friend. To be honest with you, you know. You're thinking that Jimenez is a must pick. I'm thinking that you can actually leave out Jimenez. You can go with Kane, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Son, and you can pick one other striker in place of Jimenez. I don't think Jimenez is kind of, you know, nailed on, or not nailed on, I mean very important right now. I don't think Jimenez is playing really well. Even against Leeds, he got a lucky deflected goal. I don't think Jimenez is doing really well at the moment. Audu says hi. Hey Audu, welcome to the stream, my friend. So my team is basically, you know, right now the very boring transfer from Ben Davis to Konsa. I mean, I've thought about taking a hit as well. I've thought about taking a hit, kind of moving you know, Ramsdale out, because I think this game week he's going to get 0 points anyway. So any keeper I bring him in place of Jimenez for Ramsdale is possibly going to give me 2 points at least. So it's more of a 2-point hit than a 4-point hit, because I think Liverpool are going to score at least you know, 3 if not 4 against Sheffield. They have been so bad, Sheffield United, right? So that's what I've thought about as well. Anyways, so Amrit says already made my free transfer, James Rodriguez, and now I have a problem with him. Ramsdale, what to do? Any solution? Should I do a -8 hit? By the way, fellas, did you hear the news that Ancelotti did another press conference, and Ancelotti said that you know, that James Rodriguez has a chance to play. Be careful, guys. Do not transfer out James Rodriguez if you haven't already. I know yesterday there was lots of hue and cry about James Rodriguez that he wasn't going to play, but Ancelotti has done another presser and the news has come out that James Rodriguez may be fit. He didn't say categorically that yes, he was going to play, but he said he might play in it. So, you know, so if you have Rodriguez, put him in the team, guys. Don't transfer him out. Paulo says, great stream as usual. Thank you so much, Paulo. Sai says, who would you pick as captain? Kane, Son, Salah, Aguero, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Sai, out of this, I'd go for either Kane or Salah. I wouldn't go for Aguero. I wouldn't go for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Son, you know, I never like captaining Son, but, you know, if you want, you can go with him. He's in really good form. He scored a goal in the Europa League as well. But, you know, for me, not. Theodore says, hello, big man. Great weekend, y'all. Great weekend to you too, my friend. Atul says he may be okay. Yeah, that's what Ancelotti said. So we have to go with what he said, right? Ali says, would you swap out Podence for Rodriguez after the press conference? To be honest, excuse me, guys, I have this cough. By the way, that was gonna be my transfer, right? If nothing had happened. Let me reset my team. My transfer was for this game week would have been Rodriguez in for Havertz. I had planned this transfer. I was sitting on this transfer. I knew I was gonna make it. But unfortunately, the news came out, and since we're not sure about Rodriguez, it just doesn't seem right to bring him in for a hit. You know, he might get injured again. The injury might reoccur. So I'm taking one more week away, and I'm probably gonna bring in Rodriguez next week. So yeah, that's the thing. Excuse me, guys. Let me have a drink of water, please. A crazy cough I've got. Josh says Sterling or Salah or Kane for captain. To be honest, Josh, all three of them are good options, right? If you want one of them, possibly go shortlist Kane and Salah, and then it's about your instinct. Who to captain out of Kane and Salah, I cannot tell you because both are awesome captaincy options this time. Where do you stay with, says Pratik. Pratik, I stay in Punjab. Joe says Jimenez and Hendrick and Aguero and Bissouma. I think out of this, Aguero and Bissouma seems better, my friend. Raja says Davies to Robertson, and I already have Trent Alexander-Arnold. Next week, I want to transfer out Trent Alexander-Arnold. How do you think Liverpool will keep a clean sheet? To be honest with you, Liverpool has a good chance of keeping a clean sheet. Sheffield have scored 1 goal all season until now in the first 5 game weeks, right? So I think Liverpool have a good chance to keep a clean sheet, even though they've got this Adrian in goal, right? But they still have a chance. Jetro says, are you planning on investing in Villa players? Also, is Phil Foden a good differential? Jetro, yes, I am planning in investing on Villa players. I've not already brought in, but I'm thinking about bringing in Konsa. I haven't pulled the trigger, so as soon as I pull the trigger, I've already got one Aston Villa player. And yes, I think Aston Villa has really good fixtures. I think we should go for them. Opposite Lock says, should I just start Rodriguez? I have Jorginho and Konsa on my bench. My friend, if you have Rodriguez in your team and you haven't transferred him out by now, I think you should start him. That's my opinion. McGinn or Saint Maxima, says Dexter. In my opinion, John McGinn. Audu says, what should I do with Mitchell? Once Patrick Van Aanholt starts, I got 1.1 in the bank. To be honest, if you want a like for like, you can go with Kilman of Wolves. I think Kilman has a good chance of starting. He has a couple of great performances. He's got his contract extension as well. You can go with that Leeds defender that is 4 million, and he's going to start as well, as Marcelo Bielsa said. So I don't think you should possibly put too much money in the defense when there are cheap options. Ali says, so you are saying I should keep Podence for 1 more week? Yes, I think so, my friend. But later, if Rodriguez starts and bangs, please don't blame me, because, I had the same move in mind and I am not moving on to Rodriguez, so I can only tell you what I personally feel, right? Dexter says, should I double on Wolves defense with Saiss and Kilman? And Dexter, I think that would be too much of an overkill. The reason being, because Wolves have 3 good fixtures, right? After that, their fixtures turn, and if you don't want to waste a transfer, then I think you're better off with 1, right? Shopnan says, seems like Alisson and Matip are back. I mean, if Shopnan, if Alisson and Matip are back, then it's all the better for us who own Liverpool defenders, right? Mope plus Bruno or Aguero plus Zaha, says Saif. To be honest, if I had to make this transfer, I'd go with Aguero and Zaha, but I like Mope and Bruno as well. Bruno is a fantastic option, and I'm really interested to bring him in if I can afford him in the future. Amit says, Lookman, any thoughts? He seems good. To be honest, Lookman seems fine. He was a good player even when he was at Everton, but I just don't want to go with any, I don't want to go close to any Fulham players at the moment. Thanks for your response. Love from Orissa. Thank you so much. Love to you, my friend. Smelly Bab says, I got Martinez and early wild thanks to Wiz advice. Oh, that's a very good transfer, my friend. I mean, I've got Ramsdale in my team, right? And I'm thinking, how many points is Ramsdale really gonna get? I don't think he's going to get too many points, and I have a mind to kind of double up on the Aston Villa defense for all these easy fixtures. Even if they don't pay me back this game week, they can pay me back in the next game week, and I don't have a problem with that. I'm really thinking about kind of doubling up on their defense, So yeah, Jethro says, what about Grealish or Barkley? I think many people are ignoring John McGinn. I think 5.5 million. John McGinn is a good option. If Barkley is on penalties for Aston Villa, then Barkley is a good option. If he's not on penalties, I think John McGinn can match Barkley, and he's cheaper than Barkley. But in my opinion, if you can get Grealish, then all the better. George says, Wiz, have you mentioned your captain this week? No, George, I haven't mentioned my captain this week, so it's all still in the air, my friend. I haven't mentioned my captain yet, but I'll show you my team with about half an hour to go, in which I will confirm my transfer and I will show you my captain as well. By the way, guys, if you enjoy the stream, if you're enjoying the stream right now, please do like. It helps a lot, and if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to the channel as well. Dexter says, I'm in Sice and Kilman this week. I have Dallas on the bench. If you want, I mean, if you know, it's not about this week, my friend. It's basically it's about the long term, right? If you want, you can double up on Wolves. I mean, I just don't think that it's a good idea, because Wolves were lucky not to concede against Leeds, right? Well, it's not that Wolves were amazing defensively. That's the reason Leeds didn't score. Leeds had lots of chances, and I mean, they could have scored if they had better finishers. So they're not going to play against such teams every week. So I mean, it's a personal decision. If I was you, I wouldn't double up. James says, play 2 from Jamal Lewis, Justin, Walker Peters. I'd play with Justin. Who are Leicester playing again this week? I don't have any Leicester players. I'm sorry, I just need to check. Arsenal away. Difficult one. I think it would be a better option to go with maybe Justin and Walker Peters, my friend. But yeah, it's a kind of a very difficult decision. I don't think none of them are good options, right? So yeah. Sean says, who are you captaining? Sean, I'll reveal my team pretty soon after I make my transfers, so please, if you be patient for about 15 minutes and I'll reveal my team. Ali says, would you save your free transfer? Instead of transferring in an Aston Villa defender who are playing Leeds, who are good offensively, I have Trent, Justin, Mitchell, Taylor and Lascelles. To be honest with you, if I had a good defense and I didn't have any problem in my team, the problem is I have... I have Ben Davis burning a hole in my pocket, falling every week. That's the reason I'm actually trying to get actually moving in for Konsa early. But if you don't have any problems, yes, I mean, Leeds can score against Aston Villa. I'll give you that. But for me, Ben Davis falling every week, giving me no points, for me it's a no-brainer, right? Aditya says, which two do I start from? Mitchell, Castan and Dallas? I'd start Castan in Dallas, Aditya. I think that's a pretty easy decision for me. Ashish says, who is the best option from Chelsea for the coming weeks? To be honest with you, I think Chilwell seems to be a really good option from defense, and in attack, it's very hard to say. To be honest with you, I'm tempted to say Timo Werner is the best option still, and against teams who play with the high line, Timo Werner is going to score. But it's very difficult to kind of find out other options, because of the, Pulisic played one game, but I'm not even sure where he was playing. He was playing wing back, kind of crazy position for Pulisic to play in. So I think Timo Werner, attacking wise, defensively, I think Chilwell. Mohammed says Captain Aguero. I wouldn't captain Aguero, man. If you don't have any other options in your team other than Aguero, like if you don't have Kane, if you don't have Son, if you don't have Salah, Mane, then you can go for Aguero. Otherwise, I think West Ham are in a good form and they're playing good football right now. For me to captain Aguero, kind of. Excuse me. Somo says, who to captain between Mane, Son and Kane? To be honest with you, out of these options, for me, again, I'm giving you my personal opinion, guys. It could be good, it could be bad, so you make your own decisions. I would captain Kane out of them, Somo. So Ali says Justin against Arsenal or Lascelles against Wolves. I think none of them are going to keep a clean sheet, but I'd still, maybe you can go for Lascelles because Newcastle have a better chance because Wolves are not playing too well offensively, right? But if you have Jimenez in your team, then possibly Justin, because you don't want to kind of have a double whammy in your team. Dexter says captaincy choice, Kane, Salah or Son. Dexter, this is a very difficult question because in my opinion, Kane and Salah are the best options. But to decide between Kane and Salah, it's more of a gut and instinct based decision. So I'll bring you to these two and I'll leave you to choose your captain based on your instinct. because Kane has like 8 goals and 2 assists against Burnley in like what 9 fixtures, and Salah at home is always dangerous. And with against Sheffield, who are playing really bad, I think Salah is a good option. Kane is also a good option. There's not much to choose between them for me to kind of categorically state that one is better than the other, right? Excuse me. Auto says, what would it take for you to get rid of Trent Alexander-Arnold? Auto, the only way I get rid of Trent Alexander-Arnold is if he was injured or if I was on a wild card, That's the only way. Otherwise, Trent Alexander-Arnold is going nowhere from my team. Saleh says, Pulisic was playing at right wing, not wing back, bro, but his best position is left wing until Ziyech comes in. I don't think he will get it. No, I understand what you mean, but he was so deep, it appeared like he was playing right wing back, not right wing, because I didn't see him in many attacking positions at all. So, that was what I was alluding to, kind of. Joe says, Mendy looks amazing for Chelsea. The 2 matches he played for Chelsea, he got clean sheets. Yeah, I think Mendy is a decent keeper, but it's not only about Mendy, it's also about their defense, right? People kind of scapegoat Ariza Balaga too much. I don't think he's that bad of a keeper. People just kind of, have to find a reason why Chelsea concede, and they say that, alright, it was Kepa's fault. But I think it's a Chelsea team as a whole. They're not playing too well. So that's my opinion. Sheriff says, hi mate, thoughts on who to start, Mitchell, Dallas or Chilwell? Sheriff, I think if you have Chilwell, I think there's no point in kind of, putting him on the bench. He's 5.5, even 5.7 million right now, and he's playing against United, who are not defensively the best, and I think United are gonna score, but still Chilwell has that attacking threat, so he gives you multiple dimensions. So if I was you, I would start Chilwell. Do you think KDB starts this game week? I think he can. Pep didn't say categorically that he was gonna start or not, so it's very hard for me to say, but he was in training. He can possibly start, or maybe start on the bench, and if need be, he can come on. It's very hard to say about KDB or Pep in general. Sai says, who would you start, Mitchell or Ayling? I'd start Ayling over Mitchell. Murli says, what is your transfer plan? Murli, currently I'm thinking about transferring out Ben Davis for Konsa, but I'm also thinking at the back of my mind, I think that Ramsdale is not going to score any points against Liverpool unless he stops a penalty. He's not going to get many points against Liverpool at all. So I'm also thinking of kind of moving for Martinez as well. The problem is if I get Konsa and Martinez, it's a double up on Aston Villa defense, which I don't really like too much. That's my thought at the moment. But I'm going to finalize my team in the next 10 minutes. You can have a look at my final team and my captaincy as well. James Rodriguez or Barkley? No question, my friend. James Rodriguez. Every time, all the time. Kepa is injured. Yeah, Kepa is injured, so their alternate keeper is going to play. If Mendy is fit, he'll play. Then otherwise, what's his name? What's the third keeper he's going to play? Even Czech signed a professional contract again with Chelsea because they didn't have a alternate keeper. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? What's happening these days? Raja says, what to do with Vardy? Is he fit? Raja, I have no information about Vardy. Guys, if you have any information about Vardy, please let us know in the comments so that we can kind of shed some light on that topic. Tarthik says, sorry Viz, what are your transfers this week? Shaikh says, hey Viz, who are you captaining? And also suggest me whether Grealish or Foden. Out of those two, I'll go with Grealish, my friend. I think Grealish is the talisman of that team and is a good option, right? Josh Erwin saying Castan and Jimenez for Mings and Kane. It's very hard to kind of say to transfer out Castan because I rate Castan. I think Castan is a good option, my friend. But yeah, I think that transfer makes sense. Josh, that does make sense. Dhruv says Townsend for Grealish or Zaha. For Grealish, in my opinion, my friend. I like Grealish much more than Zaha. Sarthak says Rashford looks really sharp. Yeah, he looks really awesome, to be honest with you. And what he is doing for the community is amazing. It's amazing, isn't it? So, I almost brought Rashford in for a hit this game week. I actually was gonna transfer out Kai Havertz and bring in Rashford, but then I didn't want to take a hit, so I thought against it at the end. But I think Rashford is a very good option. Looking at the United fixtures, not the best, but I really think that that's a good option, right? Um, Saleh says Meslier or McCarthy, bro. A good option if you don't want Martinez. I want Martinez. To be honest with you, I'm not even sure about Konsa more. I'm more sure about Martinez, because Martinez is a keeper that I'll keep for the entire season. Because I think Sheffield United have been so bad, so bad. Otherwise, I'd never transfer out my goalkeeper. That's my rule. And but Ramsdale has the next 3 fixtures. They are absolutely from hell. Liverpool away, Manchester City, Chelsea, even West Ham United. I think Martinez can more than justify a hit. Even if Martinez keeps 1 clean sheet in the next 4 games, I feel that hit will be justified. It's a very difficult scenario for me because Ramsdale is really bad, to be honest with you. Jirit says, hi, FPL mate said he was open to collaborating with fellow FPL voices. A fellow Arsenal fan, would you be interested? To be honest, since I don't use a camera, I'm not even sure how this collaboration is supposed to work, my friend. FPL mate is doing pretty well by himself. So, yeah, nice. Yeah, he's I know him. I follow him on Twitter and talk to him. So I hope he does well. And yeah, I'll chat to him about it, my friend. No issues about that. Gavin says, what's your take on Aguero? Aguero is a difficult one. I've seen many people, I think in the chat, I have 3 or 4 questions about Aguero. I didn't see enough from Aguero in the game in the Premier League, but in Champions League, yes, he did score a penalty, I think it was. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. It's kept my mind, but I think Aguero looked alright. It's too early for me to kind of say that we should jump on Aguero. If you have him, good, but if you don't have him, I'd wait to bring in Aguero. Rogers said, hope Vardy gets some minutes, but I don't think he will start. He will be there in the match. So there's your Vardy news, my friends. James Brown says, who should I remove, Reece James or Nathan Ake to replace someone else? To be honest, it's a very difficult one, because I think Nathan Ake has a knock or injured a little bit, and Reece James is not starting. So if I was you, I'd remove Reece James, because Nathan Ake, at least when he's fit, he's playing, right? Reece James is not getting game time. So in my opinion, Reece James, definitely. Jetro says, which team do you support in the Premier League? I support Arsenal, my friend. Desmond says, are you going to take a -4 hit for Ben Davies and Ramsdale? Desmond, that's what I'm thinking, but yeah, in the next 5 minutes, I'll confirm my team. And at the back of my mind, I'm still thinking about this decision. And in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to make it, and I'll show you my final team. Hopefully, it's a good decision. Any player from City, says Amrit. The only player I'm considering from City at this moment is Sterling. I think Sterling is looking in good form, looking sharp, and he likes to play against West Ham. So Sterling is a good option, in my opinion, my friends. Mohammed says, Viz, Lookman or McGinn, or hold Pereira. To be honest with you, you can hold Pereira if you want. I think Pereira is going to return. I'm sorry, guys. There's something wrong with my voice today. Excuse me. So, in my opinion, I think if you want, you can hold Pereira. But out of Lookman and McGinn, I would definitely go for McGinn, my friend. 100%. Atul says, should I bring in Foden for Barnes? I don't think so, Atul. I think you should stick with Barnes. He played pretty well in the Europa League in midweek, so I think you can hold on to Barnes. I think Foden hasn't shown enough in order to kind of make that transfer for me. Jonathan says, do you think James Rodriguez would play? I think he has a good chance. I think Ancelotti was kind of... I don't know why he would want to play mind games with Hasenhüttl. Southampton is not like the best of teams anyway, but, I think he was just kind of playing mind games. Because after that Van Dijk challenge, James Rodriguez played the entire game. And then he says that the Van Dijk challenge injured him. I found that statement to be a little bit dubious anyway, and that's the reason I was kind of not sure about what was going on there. Murli says, what about Jack Grealish? Yeah, I think Jack Grealish is a good option, my friend. Karthik says Ollie Watkins or Che Adams. If you are going to bring in now, I think Ollie Watkins has amazing fixtures. until game week 15. Definitely Ollie Watkins. Best 5.5 million midfielder. Faiz, I think McGinn is one of the best 5.5 million midfielders, in my opinion. George says, if you like the channel, press subscribe and like. Thank you so much, friends. If you like what we do here, please hit that like and subscribe button. Seth says, just brought Grealish for Barnes and Leicester in bad form and Villa are good. That's a nice move, my friend. It's fine. Harvey Barnes is in a good form, right? And he can bang as well. But Grealish definitely talisman for Aston Villa. Why not? Jonathan says, thanks, Wiz. You're welcome, my friend. Nishchel says, sell Podence and buy Foden. I don't think so, my friend. I think Foden looked really good against Leeds, and I think Foden is going to start. And the next 2 games are decent for Wolves, so why sell Podence now? I wouldn't sell him. If I remove Reece James, who should I get between 4.5 million and 5.7 million? I don't know which defenders you have, my friend, but from Chelsea, Chilwell seems to be the best pick. Roman Saiz from Wolves seems to be a really good pick. If you want, you can get an Aston Villa defender as well. You can get Konsa, and you can go get somebody like 4.7 million Lamptey as well. So there's lots of options in this price range. Sid says, who are you going to captain, bro? 2 minutes until you find out, Sid. I'm going to reveal my team and I'm going to make my transfers right now, live on the stream. Sirish says, any news start about Van Aanholt starting? Sirish, I think Mitchell had a difficult game against Brighton, and I think that if Patrick Van Aanholt is fit enough, I think he's going to start. But it's very hard for me to kind of say because I haven't listened to the Hodgson press conference. But I think Patrick Van Aanholt is fit, and if he is fit, and since Mitchell didn't have a good game, Patrick Van Aanholt has a chance to start. Giroud says, I'm feeling spicy to play Mendy over Martinez. Penalty save coming up. How silly am I? In the first place, you've got 2 really decent keepers. That's a good thing, Giroud. But, when you have 2 keepers, you give yourself an additional decision to make every week, right? So that's why I always prefer or tend to have 1 keeper. Austin says, Ben Chilwell, Kilman, or Walker Peters. This game week, Chilwell, Kilman, or Peters. To be honest, I'm tempted to say Kilman, but it's very hard to kind of say, to tell you to bench Ben Chilwell. So I'd say play Ben Chilwell and bench the other 2. It's a difficult one, my friend. Saleh says Max Kilman, best option, 4.1 million. Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's a very good option. Since he signed a new contract, I think Nuno sees him as a long-term option in the team. Unless Markal replaces him. FPL says Sterling captain again. That's good, my friend. Last 2 game weeks he has been good for you, and I wish the best for you. You always go for these differential picks, and I'm happy with that. Sarthak says people are not talking about Alex Telles. Brilliant crosses and corner kick, number 1 left back. No, yeah, I think Alex Telles is good. But I think Manchester United defensively are not that good. That's the reason people are not talking about it. Keep a couple of clean sheets and people will be talking about, not even Telles, people might be talking about Aaron Wan-Bissaka for all we know, right? Ashish says, will Mahrez play this week? I think so, my friend. You can never be sure with Pep Guardiola, but I think so. Rohit says Patrick Van Aanholt is on the last year of his contract apparently. No sign of a new contract. Palace might play Mitchell more often if that's the case. And that's a good point, Rohit. But I still feel that, if you have Mitchell, 4.1 million, not too much of a risk. Put him in the team. If he starts, he's going to play the entire game, right? If he doesn't start, he doesn't come on. So there's no risk involved there, in my opinion. Is Davis going to start? Is it time to sell him now? I don't think Ben Davis is going to get any chance in front of Sergio Reguilon. I think Reguilon is fantastic, and he has been amazing for Tottenham. Ben Davis has no chance, in my opinion. Danford says, should I start James Justin or Mitchell? I think you should put Mitchell in the team. If he starts well and good, if he doesn't start, then James Justin comes in. I think that's the best option for you. Saleh says United versus Chelsea, who will come out on top? In my opinion, I think it's going to be a deadlock, more like a 2-2, but who knows? Who knows? United are very unpredictable, and so are Chelsea. Very hard to say who's going to win this game, my friend. I'll call a 2-2 draw, but who knows? Seth says McCarthy or Ryan for this game week. Ryan, 100%. Fai says replaced Harrison with McGinn at the last minute due to you. That's a good decision, my friend. I think McGinn has been taking over. He scored 10 points, 10 points, 5 points. I think he's a good option. Denver says, should I start James Justin or Mitchell? I already answered that. So Bruno says, would you start Chilwell or Dallas? Bruno, that's a very difficult one. But if I was you, I'd start Chilwell. Don't blame me, guys. If all these last minute 50-50 calls, if they go wrong, please don't blame me, guys. I'm telling you whatever I feel, right? And I'd never say that that's the best decision or whatever. I'm just telling you what I feel about things. So yeah. All right, guys. I think it's time for me to lock my team, make my transfers. So I guess Konsa and Martinez, right? So here is my original team for everybody to see. Hold on with your questions. I'll answer them in a couple of minutes. I need to lock my team and show you my captain as well. So I've got Davis, who I have to transfer out, right? And then I have got Ramsdale, who I definitely want to transfer out. What should be done, guys? Very difficult one. The thing is, I want to double up on Aston Villa because it's not too much of a risk. Not many clean sheets anyway, right? I guess even if they don't pay me back with this hit for this game week, they might pay me back next week, right? Also, I've one more thought in my mind, right? I can go with Roman Size as well. These are the two options that I have. Dang. Getting confused on a live stream is difficult, but yeah. Just give me a second, guys. Why did this thought come into my mind, right? Roman Size fixtures, and the next 4 are good. I know the next 4 fixtures are good, but after that he's got Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Chelsea. Very difficult. This set of fixtures is one. Even Tottenham, United. Size is only good for these fixtures, and they're all at home. This is a very difficult one to decide. This is one that I've been thinking about. I guess let's go with Size, guys. Don't think too much. Don't think too much. In case there's a problem, I'll use a wild card. I think I'll go with Size, guys. Alright, Taylor needs to come out. Bissouma needs to go on number 1. Walker-Peters needs to go on number 2. Save your team. I think, yeah. Vice Captain Salah, Captain Kane. So have a look at my team, my friends. So this is my team. I took a hit, guys. I took a hit last week as well. I took a hit Jimenez to Kane. That was a more attacking move. And I told you that my strategy was going to be that I'm going to take a hit every time I'm going to captain a player which I don't have in my team. I'll even bring him in for a hit. Of course, I don't want to captain Roman Size, right? But to be honest with you, the thing is that Ben Davis was falling in price every week, and so was Ramsdale, and I don't think Ramsdale is going to keep a clean sheet in the next 4 games. And I think Aston Villa can keep 2 clean sheets in the next 4 games, even if they don't do it now. So this -4 hit cannot be justified in 1 week. It might be justified in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but I think it's going to be justified. So yeah. Johan says my wildcarded team. Fai says just realized we have the same points. My ranking is 991. Not anymore, my friend. Not anymore. I took a hit. I'm 4 points lesser off than you. So I'm on 292 now. I took a slight hit in rank as well. Who cares? Who cares? It's not about the rank right now. It's about having a good team for the next few weeks, right? I think Size gives me stability for the next 4 weeks, and then we can think about what to do. I think that's the way to go about it. This week I wanted to move out Havertz for James Rodriguez, but Ancelotti put a doubt in my mind. Otherwise I would have kept Ramsdale. I would have transferred out Ben Davis to Roman Size and Kai Havertz to James Rodriguez. But since there was a doubt about James Rodriguez, I didn't do it. Why did Podence drop? I was thinking of bringing him in. Something I'm missing. Krusty, it's because he hasn't returned in the past few game weeks when a lot of people transferred him in, so they kind of got fed up and they're transferring him out, right? Faze says, shall I use my wildcard? I don't know, Fuzzy. That depends on you, my friend. I don't know what your team is. If you don't have a good team, use your wild card. If you don't have a good score, but you have a good team, don't use your wild card. Your bench is a bit weak, says Dat. I think my bench is pretty good, my friend. I think I've got playing players. What else do you need on your bench? I've got Bissouma, I've got Walker Peters, Taylor. I'm pretty happy with my team. I have a wild card in my back pocket to bail me out anytime I want, and still I have a decent team. I'm pretty confident about this team. Not about this game week particularly, but with this team, right? Lamptey or Kilman? Lamptey, definitely. Mitchell or Walker Peters? Atul, I'd start Mitchell in the team and put Walker Peters first on the bench. But they don't return often, says Dad. Dad, 4.5 million defenders are not for returning, my friend. If they keep a clean sheet, it's good. If they don't return, it's fine, The thing is, they enable me to get good players up the field. Look at the team, like I've got Kane, I've got Calvert-Lewin, then I've got Son, Salah, even Trent Alexander-Arnold. I've got expensive players up the pitch. So, it's not always about getting points from your players. It's also about what they enable you to do elsewhere. That's the thing. Yeah. Habits or Barnes to Son, says Khaleesi. In my opinion, I'd possibly do Habits and Barnes. Both have difficult fixtures, right? Hang on. Let me see who Leicester are going to play after this game so that I can tell you. Apologies, just give me a second so I can have a look at Leicester. Who do Leicester play? Leeds away. A very difficult one. I think Harvey Barnes to Son seems to be the right move, but it's very difficult to say, Khaleesi. It's a very, very difficult decision to categorically say. Reginald says I have Trent Alexander-Arnold, Konsa, Ayling as my back three. Good enough? I think it's fine, my friend. This week, only a couple of teams have good defensive fixtures. And anyways, there haven't been too many clean sheets, right? So we should think about that as well. Johan says, Martinez, I'm going to read that later, my friend. Too many questions. Are you captaining Kane? Buckshot says you captain Kane. Yeah, I was on my team when I started answering the questions. So the thing is, guys, the reason I'm thinking about captaining Kane is because I think Kane has a good record against Burnley. But I think I might be overthinking it, right? Because I've got Son and Kane, and even if they haul, I think it would be good, right? I think I could captain Salah or Kane. I think it's I think both are good options. So anybody who has Kane and Salah in their teams, do not be too perplexed. Mings or Konsa. If you have an option, go for Mings. Otherwise, I think Konsa is cheaper and you can get equal points, my friend. Guys, you put a doubt in my mind again. Pretty clear about captaining Kane, but now I think the thing about Sheffield United is, let me tell you my thoughts about this, right? The thing is, Sheffield haven't been playing well, and they've been losing games, and they've got 1 point in the Premier League. I think that's the same with Burnley, but Burnley has one more game to play, and Sheffield might play a defensive low block. So which team is better against a defensive low block? Liverpool or Kane? Liverpool or Tottenham? Which team plays better against a defensive low block? Because both teams are going to play the same way, right? Because Burnley are at home, Burnley might attack a little bit. They might try to kind of attack, right? Guys, I think I'm going to go with Kane. This is a very difficult decision. I hope and I pray it doesn't backfire, but in my opinion, I think there are no bad decisions in this captaincy. Alrighty, guys, I am fixed with my captain. I really, really hope I made the right decision, guys. I just don't want to change. I've been on Kane all week. I don't want to change right at the last moment. I don't know. Give me a couple of minutes to consider it, but I think this is it. Matt John says, is Calvert-Lewin the best striker? Not sure. The Calvert-Lewin is a good striker only if he's surrounded by good players. Richarlison red carded and Rodriguez injured, it wouldn't have been good. But if James Rodriguez plays, I think Calvert-Lewin is a good option, definitely. Saiss or Mings? in my opinion, for the long term, if you want, you can go with Tyron Mings, and for the short term, go with Size. Smelly Web says inner peace. To be honest with you, it's a hard thing, my friend. I wish I was Kung Fu Panda. Oh, dang. Anyways. Hi Wiz says Atul, shall I go Jimenez plus Foden plus James to Kane, Grealish, Kilman with a -8 hit? Yes, my friend, I think you can do it. I think 2 out of these 3 players can return. You can take a hit, my friend, but then, yeah, I think it's a good option. Raghav says Salah or Captain or Kane. I think between Salah and Kane, guys, I'm telling you again and again, it's a very, very subjective one, my friends. It's just really difficult for me to tell you to kind of go one or the other. So I really hope that in my opinion, both are good options. Go with your instinct, guys, please. Corvus says, should I start Kyle Walker-Peters, Dallas or Justin? Out of these, start Dallas, in my opinion. Kevin De Bruyne is my captain. Faze, that's a very differential captain for you, my friend. Lee Coughlin says, when do you plan on using a wildcard? I plan on holding my wildcard as long as possible, Lee, because there's going to be blank game weeks, there's going to be double game weeks. I want to take full advantage of that later in the season, right? In game week 15, 16, if I can hold my wildcard up to then and stay within touching distance of my target, I think that's going to be fine. Savage Clan says James or Havertz. In my opinion, James, definitely. Sayuju's vlog says Pulisic or James this week on a wildcard. James Rodriguez. I don't think Pulisic has shown enough. In my opinion, James Rodriguez is gonna be fit next week anyway. So yeah. Johan says, is Villa defensive double up too much? Target in rotation with Mitchell and Kilman. To be honest, I was thinking about going Villa defensive double up as well, but I changed my mind at the last minute because I think it's a good option, to be honest with you. The only reason why I didn't go for Konsa and Martinez is because I think this game week it's not the right game week to kind of double up on them, because Konsa doesn't offer you too much attacking wise, and I think Leeds are attacking wise, they're good and they can score. So otherwise, I think if you're on a wild card, I think I would definitely defensively double up on Aston Villa, 100%. Anoy says, do you think it's okay to have Werner and Chilwell this week? Anoy, to be honest with you, Chilwell is a very good option. Werner, if you can move on for Kane, it would be good. Otherwise, I think Werner can score against United based on the high line that they play. Crystal Palace exploited their high line. Wilfred Zaha exploited the high line of United. Why can't Werner do it? So I think he's a good option. Yep. Nanyonga says, yo, I'm not seeing your team too well. Should I triple captain Kane? I don't think triple captain. Guys, can you not see my team well? I'm not sure what's happening here, but I hope you can see my team. If you want, I can refresh my page. Hang on, guys. Let me refresh. I hope you can see my team now, guys. Just in case you have a problem, let me know. I'll fix it for you. There you go. Alright, I fixed it for you. We can see your teams well, says Jonathan. I think it might be a problem with your computer or phone, Nanyonga, so yeah. Son versus Kane captain. Son as captain. Top fall guys, and in my opinion, if you have Kane and Son, then you captain Kane. If you don't have Kane, then you captain Salah, or you can captain I am not happy with Son captaincy. I would be much happier with Salah captain, in my opinion. So see, that's my opinion, guys. I just don't like captaining Son because I feel that, although he's in the form of his life, right, I just don't feel comfortable captaining Son. Sarthak says, because Tunzabe, who is really quick, he's rapid, so I don't know about the high line. It's not about Tunzabe, it's about the slow central defenders, Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. That's the ones who get exploited on the counter-attack, because the fullbacks, they push up, right? Son is my captain for this week. Fazil, you've changed your captain 2 times, my friend. But all right, I think Son is a decent captain, at least over Kevin De Bruyne. So yeah. PES says talk about Aguero. PES, I'm not too confident about Aguero. If you have him in your team, I'd possibly keep him but not captain him this game week because I haven't seen enough from Aguero. He was injured and he didn't look too sharp, right? So in my opinion, if you don't have him, don't get him right now. Let him score a few goals. Let him kind of, adjust to the pace of the league, and then you get him in. Top Fall Guy says between Son and Kane, Son will earn more points for a goal. That's true, but Son will not take the penalties, right? Kane will take the penalties, Top Fall Guys, so that should be a consideration. With so many penalties being awarded this season, that should be a consideration. Mitrovic, a good shout against Crystal Palace. To be honest with you, if you have him in your team, I think he's a good option this week. Not for captaincy, of course not for captaincy, right? But yeah, if you have him in your team, I wouldn't transfer him out this week. Sarthak says that's what I mean. Tunzabe will play tomorrow. Oh, you mean he'll play at centre back? That's interesting. Let's see, my friend. Gonna be interesting. Predictions for Villa versus Leeds. To be honest with you, I'd love a 0-0 draw between Villa and Leeds, but honestly, I think it's gonna be 1-0 to Villa, or 1-1 to Leeds. 1-1, or it's gonna be 1-0 to Villa. I don't see too many goals in this game. Watch how they prove me wrong in a couple of hours. Is Bamford still good to keep? Top Fall Guys, I was never too interested in Bamford. I think that even in the championship, he had a very low goal scoring rate as compared to the XG. So I think he's not very clinical. Although he started pretty well. In my opinion, if you have him, keep him. If you don't have him, then no. Saleh says, Robo and Sterling captaincy. That's Robo or Sterling captaincy, says Saleh. Robo. You mean Robertson? No, I wouldn't captain a defender, my friend. Although it seems like he's nailed on for a clean sheet and everything, but the way I play this game, my style, I've never captained a defender. Unlike one time I captained Shane Duffy, and you know what had happened, right? He conceded 2 goals in a double game week or something like that. Lee Coughlin says, Jorginho for Podence. For this game week, no, my friend. Nosiri, favor. I mean, if you want to transfer him, that's what I mean. If you have him on the bench, even then I would keep him on the bench. I think Podence is a better option this game week. Nosiri says Mitchell or Kyle Walker-Peters. Put Mitchell in the team, put Kyle Walker-Peters first on the bench. Danford says 12 minutes to go. Guys, please lock your teams and then come back to the stream. Do not leave the stream. Lock your teams. Get back here. Let's talk FPL. Kirtan says, whom to start between Kyle Walker-Peters or Target? Target, in my opinion, my friend. Nico says, will Vardy be in? It's hard to say, Nico, but in my opinion, he has this niggling injury, so I wouldn't risk it. Johan says, start Chilwell, Kilman, Mitchell, or Target. Out of these, I'll give you my numbers, right? On the first, I would start Chilwell, number 2 Target, number 3 Kilman, number 4 Mitchell. But they're all good options. If you have such good defenders, my friend, why not start all of them? I'm just kidding. But I think Kilman is good for a clean sheet. So is, Target. They are the best. Chilwell can provide you with attacking returns. So yeah. Saleh says, thanks Browiz and Top Fall Guys. You're welcome, my friend. Omar says, double up on Aston Villa defender sounds good. I was almost gonna do it. I don't know how I got convinced not to do it. I was thinking all day I'm just gonna go on the live stream. I'm gonna get in Ezri Konsa. I'm gonna get in Emi Martinez, and I'm gonna double up on Aston Villa until game week 15. And all of a sudden, before making this transfer, I had a brainstorm and I went for size. Now, God help me if this goes wrong. I'm telling you. Any Twitter team news, injury news to you? Jirid, I don't have any news actually. I haven't even checked Twitter. The reason being, because I knew that there's never gonna be a early team news, so I don't check Twitter. So if you have anybody has any injury news or anything, guys, just please update us. Son and Jimenez or Kane and Grealish? Kane and Grealish, in my opinion. Parva says, should I start Mitchell or Castan? Out of these two, I'd start Castan, my friend. No doubt in my mind. Nico says, Captain Aguero or Kane? Kane, in my opinion. Justin or Ailing for this week, who do I bench? If I was you, I'd bench Justin, my friend. Guys, please, for the love of God, I'm telling you again and again, these are my personal opinions. They could go horribly wrong. I'm just telling you what I feel, what is my instinct, because these are last minute questions and last minute answers. I'm just telling you my honest opinions. I hope it goes well for you, and if it does, then definitely that would be good. But if it doesn't, guys, make your own decisions. Please don't just take my decisions like this. You have to make your own decisions. Captain Kane Viz. Yeah, Murley, I Captain Kane, my friend. I hope for the best. Whom do you support, says Tom. I support Arsenal, Tom. Singer says -8 for Mitrovic and Barkley. No, my friend. Not for me. Fuzzy says Viz 9 more minutes, Barkley or McGinn. If Barkley, why? Who's more advanced? To be honest with you, Fuzzy, it depends upon how the rest of your team is set up. If you need more funds elsewhere, I don't think McGinn is a bad option. Barkley and McGinn both are really good options, and I think they are both going to score enough points to justify their selection over the next few weeks. Just select the one which you feel. If you have a good team and you feel you will not need any funds, go for Barkley. If you feel you'll need any funds, go McGinn. If I had to select one, I'd possibly go for McGinn. That would be for my own team. Richarlison suspended. If anybody have him, get him out. Absolutely. Adam says, would you transfer out Sterling for Son? No, Adam, I wouldn't. I would definitely get Son in your team, but not for Sterling, for somebody else. Smelly Web says, team log, time for inner peace and zen. I hope you get your inner peace, my friend. I could really use that. Yosu says, that's some other language. I'm sorry, I can't understand that. Apologies, my friend. Kanowitz says, Mane or Son to captain. Mane or Son? That's a very difficult choice in my opinion, my friend. Mane could be a good option. Differential, good option, in my opinion. What do you think of Werner, March, and Zaha? I think they're decent options, at least for this game week, definitely. Werner, maybe not so much. Solly March has a game against West Bromwich Albion. Zaha plays against Fulham, so why not? I think they're good options for this game week. Why Kane over Salah for captain? I don't know, Samuel. I just, in my mind, I formed a rationale. What I thought about was that both Liverpool and... guys, don't make me doubt my decision again, please. It was very hard for me to make this decision anyway, and now you're making me doubt it. But what my rationale for captaining Kane is, I thought that both Sheffield United and Burnley are going to play defensive low blocks, right? Which team has the chance to attack a little bit more as compared to the other one? I feel that Burnley at home, they might attack a little bit more as compared to Sheffield at Anfield. So that's why I thought maybe Son and Kane can get some space behind Burnley, and Kane has a good record against Burnley as well. Although Kane is playing away from home and Salah is at home, and that makes me want to think about my decision again, but I think Kane has a good enough record away from home, so yeah. Anyways, I'm not gonna change it now. It's done. Razif says lock and load Kane captain. Good luck, Razif. Nice decision. Nasiri says Justin, Mitchell, Kyle Walker Peters. I'd start Mitchell and Kyle Walker Peters. Halim says, what do you think of buying Brewster? Because I want to fund buying Kane. Brewster is a decent option, just not for the next 3 game weeks. Otherwise, he's a decent option. I think 4.5 million, a striker who has an eye for goal. Nothing bad about him. But for the next 3 game weeks, he's not going to get too many points, my friend. Mark says, any thoughts on Greenwood? Will he start? To be honest with you, I have no idea where he was in the last game week. He wasn't even on the bench, and Ole didn't give too many explanations about that. So I'm really worried about Greenwood. If I had Greenwood, I'd possibly get rid, my friend. So I don't know about Greenwood in it. So Dan says Kane, Salah, or Mane captain. I think I would choose between Kane and Salah, Dan, and then go with your gut. Guys, go for your gut. If you have Kane and Salah, there is no one good option. I would like to say Salah, but since I'm captaining Kane myself, I can't advocate for something which I'm not doing. But I think Salah and Kane are very, very good options, my friends. Go for whichever you own. Um, Mark says, thank you, sir. You're welcome, my friend. The way says, Kane hat-trick incoming. I hope so. Fingers crossed, my friend. El Padrino says, which two should I start? Zaha, Nato, or James? James means James, right? James and Zaha, in my opinion. Should I start Ake? He has 70% chance of playing, or play Jamal Lewis. You can put Ake in the team, my friend. If Ake starts, he's going to play the entire game. If Ake doesn't start, Lewis is going to come in automatically. Not a big decision. Put Ake in the team, put Lewis on the bench. First bench. Captaining Click. Damn, that's a difficult decision to make. I don't think that's the best captain option this game week. You know, Salah, Kane, Mane, Son, lots of options, my friend. So, and Jonathan says Greenwood is being punished for his behaviors. Or maybe, my friend, I'm not so sure. Ryan or Martin is... that's very difficult, my friend. Both have good fixtures. I think Ryan has the easier fixture, but who knows what's going to happen in that game, you know. Aston Villa have looked defensively more solid than the others, so yeah, that's a difficult decision to make, my friend. If I was you, I'd possibly go with Ryan, right? But very difficult. Mima says there's going to be a clean sheet in Leeds versus Villa game. Halim, if there is a clean sheet, I think Aston Villa is going to get that clean sheet. If either it can be 1-0 to Aston Villa, it could be 1-1 to 1-1 draw as well. I think it's difficult for Leeds to keep a clean sheet unless it's a 0-0 draw. But who knows what's going to happen. It's a very difficult season to predict the scores in it. 2 minutes left, guys. Please lock your teams. And if you haven't hit like, we've got 60 people watching the stream, guys. Come on, every one of you hit like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I really appreciate it. I try to answer all your questions. If I haven't, I apologize. Caleb says, do I bring in Semedo as a differential on a wildcard? I think you can bring in Semedo. I think Semedo is a very good option. Mehdi Hassan says, Chilwell or Bellerin on a wildcard? I think Chilwell, my friend. Thank you. And I also should start Ceballos or James. Both have 70%. I think James Rodriguez is going to play, my friend. If you have James Rodriguez, do not think about benching James Rodriguez. If you have him, put him in your team right now. Adil says, thanks. You're welcome, my friend. Saleh says, Ings or remove him in any suggestions. I think Ings is good to score against Everton. Not a problem. I think I'll keep Ings. Rama says, best Manchester City defender. I think Kyle Walker is good for starting. Smelly Web says, lock your teams, like and subscribe. Guys, 1 minute remaining. Lock your teams. I also gonna see if I Isuma, Walker Peters, Taylors. Let me refresh and see if my team is logged. Everybody check your teams. I don't want you to miss the deadline, my friends. Yeah, I think my team is logged. Kane is captain. God save me. Thank you for subscribing, says Streamlabs. Surfro says, finally Salah. Okay, Surfros, that's a good decision, my friend. Go with your instinct, at least, guys. When you go with your instinct, at least when you kind of don't get a good score, you won't have somebody else to blame, right? You'll have yourself to blame. I take my own decisions. I take full responsibility for my decisions. Later on, I don't beat myself up, because if I watch other people's teams sometimes, then I say, okay, that is a really good player. For example, Late Riser, right? Late Riser is amazing, right? He's captaining Timo Werner. I should go with him as well. Or he's captaining Salah. I should go. I mean, that's not how you should play the game, guys. Come on, okay, watch other people. I'm not saying, right? I run an FPL channel. I would be stupid to kind of tell you not to watch FPL channels. But all I'm saying is, like, watch the channels, but make your own decisions. You should have only yourself to be responsible for your own team. Shaikh says, good luck with I picked Salah. Let's see. I think Salah is a fantastic option, and I'm very happy that I own him. You know, not everybody owns Salah, so you know that's something, right? How many people own Salah? 47%. So I'm better off than 53% people who don't own Salah anyway. You know, and then I think it's a fantastic time. Time is up, says Nishchil. Buckshot says, I got Kane. Good luck, George. I hope I didn't sway your decision. I hope it goes well. If Salah blanks, then I can look forward to the end of the game week. Let's hope Salah doesn't blank, to be honest with you. You know, let's hope that just Kane scores more points than Salah. That's all we can hope for. But I think Salah is gonna score. Salah is looking really sharp. That volley against Leeds and that volley against Everton, he looks really sharp. A haul written all over Salah, you know, I think. Firmino is hauling this week, isn't he? Says FPL Sam. I mean, he rarely scores any goals at Anfield, my friend. So let's hope he doesn't. Taking Aguero or Werner after 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, you know who I'm taking, Perva? I'm taking Mikhail Antonio. That's who I'm taking. News about James. I think James is... Ancelotti said he's gonna be fine, but we're not sure about that, right? Let's see what happens now. The deadline's passed. No point in talking about what's gonna happen in it, my friends. So, yeah, the Smelly Web says thanks for another great stream, Viz. You're welcome, my friend. I enjoyed this stream a lot. You know, I came here thinking about my decisions. I thought I was gonna get Konsa and Martinez, and then all of a sudden I had this brainstorm and I ended up getting Saiz and Martinez. I hope I made the right decision. My team is... in my opinion, my team looks good. I think 8 players or 7 players out of my team look good enough to score points. So this week is about damage limitation. It's not about attacking, because everybody has Salah and everybody has Kane and Son. So it's more about damage limitation for me. Sebo says, sacrificed captaincy to Kane from Son. Loved your stream, says Hashim. Thank you so much. George says, thanks for another great stream. I'm glad you enjoy the stream, guys. I really appreciate that. Sterling is my differential cap, says Mimo. Good luck, my friend. Surfer says, thanks, Wiz. You're welcome, my friend. Raja says, thank you, Wizard. Happy to join your stream. Thank you so much, fellas. Before you leave, I'd hit like on that stream, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd love to subscribe. Guys, if you see the screen on top right, there has been written since the last 5 game weeks, please help me reach 2000 subs, and I'm stuck on like 1960 or something like that. So I would really appreciate if you haven't subscribed. I would really appreciate if you subscribe. Thank you so much. By the way, if you want to join our Discord server, guys, we have a Discord server. The link is in the description. It's totally free, and we chat about FPL all day long. You know, you can have other fellow kind of FPL players, nice, pleasant people to talk to. So if you want to join my Discord, the link is in the description. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is also in the description. Aman says, where are you from? I'm from India, my friend. Kevin says, Aguero differential captain. That's a brave decision, my friend. I hope it works for you. Hashim says, I changed my name. Alright, my friend. I know you changed your captain a lot of times. Jonathan says, Jonathan has made a lot of goat emojis. Thank you so much, Jonathan. I really appreciate you, my friend. Anyways, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope it wasn't too much of a stressful time in the stream, and Smelly Web has his inner peace, and I hope we all do as well, guys. The inner peace is very important in an FPL, isn't it? So fellas, with these words, I guess it's time to end the stream. I thank you so much for coming to this live stream. I appreciate it so much. I hope you have a great game week. Stay safe, guys. And as I always say, may the arrows be green. Take care, guys. I'll see you on the next stream. Bye-bye.